And we start with breaking news we've been following all morning. One person is dead, several others are hurt after a crash near DIA involving a pickup truck and a passenger shuttle bus. Good morning, I'm Erica Lopez. This crash happened late last night at Tower Road and East 81st Avenue, just a little bit north of Pena Boulevard. It's right near some of the park and ride and car rental lots out that way. And that's where we find 9 News investigative reporter Kevin Vaughn, who's been out here all morning long for us. We know you've been putting calls in to get new information. Have we learned anything new in the last half hour, Kevin?
Not really anything new in the last half hour. We have confirmed that this crash occurred about 11:30 last night, as you said, at East 81st Avenue and Tower Road. It involved a airport shuttle van operated by a rental car company called New Car Rentals, and that van collided with a pickup. There were a number of people on that van. One passenger on that van died. 9 or 10 others were taken to area hospitals with injuries, some of them described as serious. We don't yet know what caused the crash, who might have been at fault. We have been told by Commerce City Police that they don't suspect alcohol was involved, but they are looking at whether excessive speed was a factor. This investigation, of course, is really just getting started. Officers cleared the scene earlier this morning, and now traffic is moving normally here on Tower Road, and we've got quite a bit of aircraft traffic as well. You may be hearing some of that in the background. Reporting live in Commerce City, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Kevin, thank you so much. We appreciate your reporting this morning. You all at home can stay up to date with breaking news with our 9 News app. You can also stream continuing coverage on 9 News Plus, download on your TV, and watch for free. We're also following breaking news out of Aurora right now. About a couple hours ago, 2 hours ago, Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office confirms there was a shooting at a house party. We know one person died. This happened a little bit east of Parker Road at Crest Ridge and Garden Drive just before midnight. The investigation is still ongoing at this time. Authorities are looking for a suspect. We will follow this and give you any updates on air and online at 9news.com. Wildfires in parts of Colorado continue to grow as first responders are working to stop new ones from spreading. Parts of the state are under evacuation orders right now. Take a look at images we have from the South Rim fire burning near Montrose. It grew to 3,500 acres yesterday. That's about the size of Chatfield State Park. The fire forced the closure of the Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park and led to a handful of evacuations in that area. There is still no containment with this fire. Fire crews are worried about gusty winds and dry brush in the area. Further west, fire crews are trying to get containment on the Sobelly fire, burning in a conservation area in parts of 3 counties, Mesa, Delta, and Montrose. It's burned almost 2,300 acres. There is no containment. Fire crews also responded to a fire along I-70 in Eagle County. The interstate was actually shut down briefly there. Investigators say it may have started with a blown tire. Then a pair of wildfires burning in the far western part of the state near the Utah state line has prompted evacuations near the town of Gateway. The Turner Gulch and Wright Draw fires started with lightning strikes on Thursday, and they have been spreading. Those new evacuations were ordered Saturday by the Mesa County Sheriff's Office. We want to send things straight over to meteorologist Jaden Knowles. Of course, the problem today is that it doesn't seem like conditions are going to be better for firefighters fighting all of these fires, Jaden.
Yeah, you said the exact thing that I was just thinking, Erica. Due to those gusty winds that we are expecting, here's your future wind gust forecast. And we're expecting wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour right there in those locations where the fires are. Along with the warm temperatures, they're expecting to see 101 in that location this afternoon. So just really not the good recipe or the ingredients for that today. Here's your Horsetooth Reservoir Tower cam. It looks a lot different than what it did yesterday morning, seeing the dense fog. There's a little bit of haziness out there from those wildfires, but overall today, a nice and warm day, especially here in the metro area. Don't have a lot of rain in my forecast, but I'll tell you who will see the rain. The upper 60s and the low 70s, currently 72 right here at 9 News in our backyard. So yeah, it's pretty warm, especially to start at 8:04 this morning on July 13th. Happy birthday to my aunt there. Today is her birthday. Current temperatures across most parts of the state, the upper 60s and the low 70s for the eastern plains. And overall, like I mentioned, no rain so far, but we are tracking that as we head into this afternoon. Of course, I'll talk about the details and the impact in my full forecast.
Jaden, thank you so much. Well, we're learning more about a fire at the Denver Women's Correctional Facility. We know 3 people, including a staff member, were taken to the hospital for evaluation related to smoke exposure. The State Department of Corrections, though, not saying much more about this fire. There's no word on who started it and how bad injuries are. Here's the official statement from a DOC spokesperson. An incident occurred involving a group of incarcerated individuals and a fire within one of the housing units. The fire was small and quickly contained. The Office of the Inspector General has launched an investigation. No further details are available at this time. This morning, we're working to learn more about an ongoing investigation in Lakewood. Police say they found a woman's body inside of a burning home on Friday night. They're calling her death suspicious. Investigators have not publicly identified her. This all happened at a duplex on Cody Street. This is about a mile west of Wadsworth between Colfax and 20th. No one else was reported injured. And we have continuing coverage of the deadly disaster in Kerr County, Texas. The risk of more flooding has gone up in central Texas. The Weather Prediction Center says Kerr County is facing a level 3 of 4 risk of flooding. Responders in the area are still looking for dozens of people. We know at least 129 people died in the last round of flooding. As far as rescue efforts are concerned, 150 people are still missing in central Texas. Scores of people at Camp Mystic, which sits next to the Guadalupe River, had to be rescued by the U.S. Coast Guard.
I turn around and I give her a thumbs up and I look in her eyes and she looks back at me and she gives me a thumbs up back and musters a very, very scared but trying to be brave kind of smile.
The hardest thing I've ever had to do was not only listening to a small child that shouldn't have to know the horrors of a tragedy as this, but to thank us for something they really don't understand.
There is a lot of history along South Broadway, but I think we may have missed a portion of that here. Texas state leaders say that they are working on legislation to deal with flooding and resources. Well, there is a lot of history along South Broadway. Keeping it clean, though, is not cheap. Now, property owners may be asked to pay for it. Denver City Council is moving forward with a plan to create a general improvement district from 6th Avenue to I-25, covering most of South Broadway. If approved, property owners would see higher taxes, about $2,400 a year for a $1 million building. It would raise about $1 million a year for extra cleaning, security patrols, and support for local events.
When we have events, we'll have barricades and things available. I think you will see less graffiti, less broken windows. I think they will have the ability to power wash these streets more often. Sometimes after the weekend, these trash cans are overflowing, so we'll be able to stay on top of those things.
This plan requires 2 layers of approval. If City Council signs off on the new tax district, voters will make the final decision in November. A Sign of Friendship is now up in Rhino. It's a new collaboration between Denver artist Casey Kawaguchi and Japanese artist Takuma Fujiwara. The artists say this installation is part mural, part nature. It's part of the ongoing sister cities relationship between Denver and Takayama, Japan. That connection has been going on for 65 years.
I hope that they'll also have an interest in learning more about the Japanese culture and the Japanese American culture that exists here, and how even though we have different connections to Japanese culture, we can visit Japan and we can also enjoy it in our backyard.
Last night's event was part of Rhino's second Saturday series, where they have music and food, of course, lots of local art. The next one you can go to is August 9th. This weekend, we also caught a cool event at the River North Brewery on Blake Street. It's called the Side Hustle Film Festival. A group of mostly local filmmakers showed off their work. The movies covered a wide range of topics, from heists to the Shred Poet Society. What makes this really unique is that these filmmakers are also holding down a job and then they're creating in their spare time.
That's really our big push, is just kind of getting the community more wrapped up with each other, between just people that love to watch and people that love to create.
This was an amazing opportunity. Like, it's not intimidating. It's very, like, you can get in it, you can have fun.
This was about more than just bragging rights. The top award is called the Prize Pig, and it actually came with a $500 grand prize.